I'm waiting for a revolution by black women when our sisters come together, because I know it's going to happen, and I believe it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen, and I believe it's going to happen, but I'm waiting for all black women to come together and say, we ain't buying no more weave, no more perm, no more hair care. Any hair care products, we're going to make them ourselves. We're going to import the ingredients from Africa, and we're going to make our own natural, homegrown hair care products. I'm waiting for black women to do that. I'm waiting for black women to say that we are about to redirect the $30 billion we are wasting. I'm waiting for the global African queendom. I'm waiting for the global African queendom. I'm waiting for the global African queendom, my beautiful African queens from all over the world, to come together and say, we are no longer going to waste $30 billion on weave, perm, and beauty products. We are going to take that $30 billion and build schools for black girls. We're going to take that $30 billion and finance shelters for homeless black women. We're going to take that $30 billion and build a mental health treatment facility for sisters on chemical dependence and sisters recovering from domestic abuse and other mental illness. Suicide for black girl teenagers is going through the roof. Suicide for black girl teenagers is going through the roof. Suicide for black female teenagers is going through the roof. Black women, it's time to redirect your $30 billion in beauty care purchases. Black women, it's time for you to redirect your $30 billion in beauty care purchases. Black women, that $30 billion could be put to better use to save and empower black women all over the world. Kill the perm. Kill the perm. Kill the weave. $30 billion. Black men, we got to do something. Can we do something about the $2 billion on Air Jordans? Can we do something about the $4 billion on liquor? That's mostly black males. That's mostly black males right there. We add black male cologne into that mix, we get almost $15 million. Excuse me, $15 billion. Air Jordans, liquor, and black men cologne. Air Jordans, liquor, black men cologne, that's about $15 billion a year. Black men, can we do better than that? Black men, can we do better than that? Black men, can we do better than that? It's time to redirect the spending and change our priorities. It's time to redirect the spending and change our priorities, brothers and sisters. No, sir. I would say that any conscious African is a high value man or woman. I don't do European. A person's value is not determined by their shape. A person's value is not determined by their income. A person's value is not determined by their skin tone. A person's value is not determined by how many degrees that they have. That is European. It is European culture that has convinced the world, and especially African people, that your value is determined by how much you can earn for the white power structure. That's white man thought. That's not us. That's not us. We got to get out of that. You don't determine high value or low value based on what you look like and how much money you make and what kind of car you drive and how many degrees you have and what type of job you occupy. That has nothing to do with the value of a human being in African culture, but it has everything to do with the value of a human being in European culture. You got to get out of this high value, low value. I don't like that. I don't like that's very European. That is very European. To tell black people that you are not worth, your worth is not equal to another human being, because they got a better shape than you or more money than you or more education than you. No, that's not African. That's European. That's not African. That is very European. Every human being has equal worth in African society. Every human being has equal worth. The homeless person is worth as much as Barack Obama. The blind person is worth as much as Dr. Umar Ifatunde. The overweight, obese black woman is worth as much as the most attractive and beautiful black woman. It is the Spirit of God that dwells within all of us, and we are all equal in that we have an equal share of divine ashe that is inside of our bodies. Get off the European construct. Get off the European construct. Get off the European It is this concept of high European value and low European value that got black women massacring their bodies on the surgical table. Our teenage daughters at 14 and 15 and 16 are slicing up their bodies to get a bigger buttocks, slicing up their bodies to get bigger breasts, slicing up their bodies to get shapelier hips. They're getting the cellulite from the buttocks being put in the breasts and the cellulite from the hips being jammed in the buttocks. They're getting fake sacks put in their breasts and fake bags of chemicals put in their buttocks to make it look bigger, destroying their God-given natural African body because somebody told them that if you don't look like this, somebody told them if you don't look like that, then you don't have any value. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said it best. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said it best. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said it best when he said, if the black man and woman are not careful, you will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and die from the effects of it. Marcus Garvey said, if the black man and woman are not careful, you will drink in all the poison of Western civilization and die from the effects of it. Garvey said, if you're not careful, you will swallow the white man's propaganda. If you're not careful, you will digest the white man's propaganda. If you're not careful, you will consume the white man's propaganda and you will die from the effects of it. Brothers and sisters, we got to do better. Brothers and sisters, we got to do better. You cannot save African people using European constructs and concepts. You cannot save African people using European constructs and European concepts. You can't save the African family using European definitions of human value. Before the white man, there was no such thing as a human being being of less value than another. Not in our culture. Not in our culture. Post-traumatic slavery disease is the elephant in every room black people are in. Post-traumatic slavery disease is the elephant in every room black people are in. Post-traumatic slavery disease is the elephant inside of every room that black people are in. The self-hate that we have for each other, the self-hate that we have for each other is the kryptonite that keeps the black Superman and the black Superwoman from manifesting their God-given destiny. I said the self-hate of the African man and woman here, there, and everywhere is the kryptonite. The self-hate of the African man and woman is the kryptonite that keeps the super black man and a super black woman from manifesting your divine reality. And the reason we hate each other, the reason they hate the fact that I'm trying to build these two schools, they hate it, is because slavery, white psychology, slavery, convinced black people that there can only be one winner. See, slavery taught us only one of you will go free, only one of you can eat, only one of you can sleep. Slavery indoctrinated the African with a psychology of lack, L-A-C-K. I'm going to say it again. Please understand, overstand, and understand me right now. Please understand, overstand, and understand me right now. Please understand, overstand, and understand me right now. Slavery indoctrinated the African with a psychology of lack. We always believe it's not enough for everybody. We were taught this. The competition that we have for each other is based on the Europeanization of the African psyche that has us believing it's not enough for everybody. We think there can only be one Dr. Umar at a time. We think there can only be one LeBron James at a time. We think there can only be one Oprah Winfrey. This is what the white man has done to our mind. He made you think that if Umar winning, you can't win. If LeBron is winning, you can't win. If Oprah is winning, you can't win. And I'm here to tell you that is wrong. I'm here to tell you that is wrong. You can still win. You can still win, brothers and sisters. You can still win. You can still win. Right now in New York City, there's a coon up there with an after-school program. It's not a school, it's an after-school program. He doesn't have a license to operate a school. But there's a coon in New York with an academic program. Every time he gets in front of a microphone, he starts attacking me. I never done nothing to him. Never done nothing to him. But every time he gets in front of a microphone, he got to attack me. Because he's been Europeanized. He thinks that as long as Dr. Umar winning, he can't win. So he feels he got to destroy me and tear me down in order for him to win. That is the ego of the Negro that the European has created by indoctrinating us with a concept of lack that says we can't all win at the same time. I'm not the only person who could be building a school right now. There's no law that says you can't build a school because I'm building one. There's no law that says that. There's no law that says you can't become a billionaire media mogul like Oprah if that's what you want to do. There's no such thing as only one person at a time. But we think that there's a such thing as only one person can win. So we got to destroy the person winning because we believe only one person can win. Get that out of your mind. Be happy when people do well. Be happy when people do well. I'm proud. I'm good. You're doing that for me. You're doing that for us. I want to see positive energy and positive vibration. Stop thinking it can only be one at a time. We can all win. But we got to overcome the hate.